He says, وَالْقُلُوبُ ثَلَاثَةٌ. There are three types of hearts. أَوَّلُهَا قَلْبٌ فِي حَيَاتِهِ صَحِيحٌ. A heart whose life is sound. وَفِي خِطَابِهِ فَصِيحٌ. And its expression is clear, eloquent. فَصَاحِبُهُ يَنْتَقُ بِالْحِكْمَةِ. Its companion, when he speaks with wisdom. وَيَنْهَضُ فِي كُلِّ مُلِمَّةٍ. And he arises to every necessary occasion. When difficulties emerge, he responds appropriately. So this is the first heart. This is a sound heart. It's called qalbun salim. Hayatuhu sahih. It's sahih in its life. In its expression, it's pure and sound. Because the tongue is qalb al-mar'i tahta lisanihi. Like Imam Ali radiallahu anhu said, a man's heart lies hidden under his tongue. And so the tongue is tarjuman al-qalb. It's the translator of the heart. Man ahabba shay'an akthara min dhikrihi. Somebody loves something, you'll hear him mentioning it a lot. If somebody has wealth, money in his heart, you'll hear him talk about money all the time. If he has lust in his heart, you'll hear him talk about those type matters all the time. If he has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and love of Allah in his heart, that's what he's going to talk about. If he has the love of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's what he's going to talk about. If his heart is filled with anger and rage, then he's going to express it on his tongue. That's what he's telling us. So a person whose heart is sound, you'll see that their expression is sound as well. And they respond appropriately, because a heart that's alive when it sees people in tribulation, it responds with commiseration and desire to help them. Then he says, الثاني, the second is قلب لا حياة فيه, a heart in which there is no life. فهو لا يقبل التذكير ولا تنبيه. It neither accepts admonition or a reminder, nor does it accept anybody calling it to attention. فضلا عن اتباعه الحق. And far from it to follow the truth. If it's not doing this, it certainly won't be following the truth. أو تأدبه مع الخلق, or that it should have any courtesy, consideration for Allah's creation. So that's the second heart, is a dead heart. So the first heart is a heart whose life is sound. The second is a heart who has no life. الثالث قلب اعترته في حياته أمراض. It is afflicted with sicknesses. وصحبته في أحواله اعتراضات وأعراض. And in its various conditions and circumstances, it's accompanied by objections and symptoms. فَعَرَضَ الْأَعْرَاضُ مِمَّا عَرَض. So the symptoms that follow. In other words, the sicknesses show up. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يَتَأَنَّمُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ مَا لَهُ مِنْ مَرَض. And this type of heart is a heart that actually experiences pain when it hears about its sicknesses. So what he's saying here is that if you hear somebody talking about the diseases of the heart, and you start recognizing yourself, you actually feel pain. If somebody's talking about ujab, about being vain, about kibr, arrogance, about riyah, showing off in your acts of devotion, about hasad, envy, istihza, contemptuous disdain for others, mockery of others, derision, backbiting. Backbiting is a symptom of a diseased heart. So somebody's telling you about, you hear a hadith or somebody talking about it, you actually feel pain because you recognize your own sickness, which is a sign of life. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يُقْصَدُ بِالْمُدَاوَاتِ وَيُرْصَدُ بِالْمُعَانَاتِ. And this is a heart that when we speak about treating, this is the heart that we're talking about. And also when we speak about the process of getting better, the struggle with the actual cure, then this is what's meant. رَجَاءَ اسْتِقَامَةِ حَيَاتِهِ. Hoping that it will come back to life. Its life will be renewed and it will become well. أو توقيف العلة, or at least the disease will cease. حتى لا تؤدي لمماته, so that it doesn't lead to its death. Because if the heart remains untreated, it's going to get worse until it dies. So what he's saying is, either we'll rectify the heart, or at least we'll stop the disease from getting worse. وَلَوْ فِي ذَلِكَ وُجُوهٌ تَرَاهَا. And there are